From Los Angeles, TraderInsight.com presents Dr. Adrian Manz with today's 2-minute strategy session.
For TraderInsight.com, I'm Adrian Manz, and it's time for another 2-minute strategy session. Here is the desk copy of the Friday, October 7th, 2011 Around the Horn Intraday Trading Plan. We see there were 2 Around the Horn setups for the day. One of them triggered. That was DWA, DreamWorks Animation. Let's have a look at the detail page and then move on to how we handled some conditional orders to enter, manage, and exit the trade over the course of the session. If you're a subscriber to the Around the Horn Intraday Trading Plan service, you're used to looking at these sheets by now. Everything you need to know exactly how I'm going to handle the trade over the course of the session is here. We see this trade in DreamWorks Animation, ticker symbol DWA, was a switch hitter short setup. I had a 17.92 entry, an 18.25 stop, an initial profit target at $17.41. That gave me a ratio of 155 to 1 on the position. And we had a 50% profit target of $17.67. Here's the real-time recording of the trade. We see DWA close to the entry price. I bring up a conditional order screen. I've got everything I need here to have the trade execute just the way that I want it to. Going to load up 1,000 shares, put in my trigger price at $17.92. Then I go through and put in my acceptable slippage and make sure that everything's in order. Hit continue. I get my confirmation pop-up. Click OK there, and now Realtick is waiting for the entry price to present itself, and when it does, it will go ahead and trigger the trade, execute the shares, and establish my position.
Condition triggered. Order filled.
A few minutes later, the criteria set in my conditional order are met, and my order is filled. DreamWorks spent quite a bit of time consolidating right around the entry price. That's nothing unusual. The entry price, of course, represents a violation of the previous session's low. Then it moves to the 10-cent in our favor zone and hovers there once again. And at this point, the full stop on the trade is the stop that we're going to use. So $18.25 is going to be my stop on any adverse move, replacing $18.02, which was the initial stop. Now, as I always say in these videos and in these webinars that we do, those pivot lines that are provided as part of the intraday trading service represent areas that are going to be inflection points, places that the price pauses on its way to the profit target or to the stop, or just in the normal course of trading over the session. DWA is certainly no exception to that rule. The yellow line on the bar chart is the S2 level, and the stock's taking a little breather there, breaks through, and of course what I'm anticipating at this point is a move to the 50% to target level at $17.66, at which point I'm going to move my stop down to $17.92, making for a break-even scratch on the trade if price reverses and takes me back out. DreamWorks ticks that 50% of the profit level at $17.66, and it is time for me to enter another conditional order, moving my stop to break even at $17.92 with allowable slippage up to about $17.98. Confirm the order, and at this point Realtick will take care of this portion of the trade. I'll have to change things if we manage to get down to $17.51 in intraday trading. DreamWorks spent quite a bit of time during the session consolidating right around that 50% to target level. It did manage to stay under it for most of those 5-minute bars, and that's always encouraging. Then it got to the 10 cents to target level, and at that point, of course, I am going to move my stop right to the 50% level at $17.66. Placing these orders not really very tricky at all. Just get the value in for the condition, $17.66 again, and then the allowable slippage for the limit price. Place the order, confirm the order, and if we get a trigger, I am going to be taken out of this trade at 50% to target. When DWA gets to the target, we don't have the luxury that we do on a New York Stock Exchange stock. This, of course, was relisted as a NASDAQ security after having traded on the New York Stock Exchange. We don't have any open book data for it. to look at where the order flow is likely to go. So at this point, it becomes a matter of finesse. I look at a 25 tick chart, see is there natural support and resistance resting right around the initial profit target. In this case, I see it at $17.49. Now that, to me, represents a fair amount of retention of the gains that I've achieved at this point. It's only an 8-cent slip if that's where I get out. Gets me back out around that 10-cent to target area, which is in fact what I'm going to use as a trailing stop at this point. I've also got those purple lines that are added on the screen. There are volume-weighted average price lines. I'm also interested in that data as the stock makes a further move to see whether or not the volume that's coming into the stock is significantly altering where that VWAP level is. That can certainly affect my perception of whether or not I should be pulling the plug on a trade. DWA has certainly made a minor extension at this point, and I see that a reversal of two closes would get me out at $17.31. That's confirmed on a 25 tick chart as well, with support and resistance at $17.32. The reversal of two closes exit gets us out at $17.31. I am flat DWA. This was a trade that was managed using conditional orders and following the around the horn rulebook pretty precisely. So that's your 2-minute strategy session for TraderInsight.com. I'm Adrian Manz. I hope you're having a great trading day.